Alright, I don't know why I feel the need to keep addressing people, but I keep getting responses, so I do want to touch base about the incident in 2019, but I also first want to talk about the accident that happened outside my apartment complex during the snowstorm a couple days ago. So I did make a post about it afterwards where I went wrong, so I didn't get to finish that. Kind of got distracted, but part of where I went wrong was posting about other people's perspectives. It's not really my job to really collect all that information. That's what traffic police police officers are for. They're specialized in traffic incidents and reports. So it's not my job to investigate and figure out what happened, right? Like I said, it wasn't even my job to respond necessarily, but there I was. So I responded, and I like to maintain neutrality. And first things first, treat for wounds, make sure everybody's okay. Second, well, de-escalate. If anything, get any altercations or anything, which I try and de-escalate the scene, separate people if possible, or if you have to, and watch for secondary accidents or secondary incidents. That was a hot spot, so moving personnel around away from the dangerous areas, and making contact with uniformed services or law enforcement and paramedics. So I think we all did very well, but where I went wrong was, I guess, posting about the showboating part of it. I don't know that they were showboating. From my perspective, this is where it gets kind of complicated, because when a law enforcement officer or EMT or paramedic pulls up on scene, they weren't usually there, so they don't really have a perspective of what happened. They have to collect all that data. So I actually saw some of what happened. I heard what happened, and I was comparing it with other people's perspectives. It's like the chair in the room. We all have a different angle and a different perspective of what happened. So I try and stick to my perspective, because the narrative tends to group together with sometimes, that's just kind of how it is. You compare things and then you can make a solid judgment on what happened, but it can also, people can manipulate that for their benefit, and that's how some people get scapegoated or singled out when they didn't actually do anything wrong, right? We have communication barriers, we have all kinds of different things, people trying to tell their sides of the story. So it gets very complicated on those scenes sometimes. So I think what I'm trying to say is I'm glad everybody's okay, and I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to the drivers, or the driver in the incident. I don't know that they had four-wheel drive or what, but I did, from what I heard, was the engine high rev, but that could be because of lost traction. And when they started calling people off the roads for the night because the plows were out, they could have been on their way home. So I heard the engine high rev, they lost traction, they fishtailed, and then they crashed. I don't know that they were showboating or anything, and I'm just glad everybody's okay. So like I said, I try and maintain neutrality when responding to a scene, and really just kind of leave it. Yeah, so thanks.